Peter Symonds College, Winchester. A tragicomic epic of academic despair. Oh, darling travelers of the internet, gather round. For I shall regale you with the tale of my descent into the swirling abyss of despair, otherwise known as my 2 years at Peter Symonds College, Winchester. A place where dreams go to die, where hope is ground into dust beneath the heel of bureaucratic incompetence, and where the concept of education is but a cruel joke. Let us begin with the workload, the sheer, unmitigated horror of it. Imagine, if you will, being handed a stack of textbooks taller than your fragile teenage self and told, with a straight face, that this is normal, that you, a mere mortal, should thrive under such conditions. But hear us the catch, my sweet summer children, the teachers, they do not teach. No, they dictate, they pressure. They shove you toward the Russell Group universities like overzealous salespeople. Their eyes glazed with the promise of statistics rather than the actual success of their students. And when you dare to ask for help, the audacity you are met with the blank stares of the damned. As if you've just requested the secrets of the universe instead of, say, an explanation of the material you are paying to learn. And let us speak of the mental health supporter, as I like to call it, the void where empathy should be. Picture this. You, trembling with anxiety, clutching a frayed thread of sanity, finally gather the courage to ask for help. And what do you receive? A waiting list. A smile that docently reach the eyes. A pamphlet. A pat on the head and the unspoken message. Figure it out, peasant. The system is so broken, so indifferent, that you begin to wonder if you are the problem, not the soul-crushing environment, not the relentless pressure, not the fact that you are treated like a number rather than a human being. But wait, there is more. Let us waltz into the canteen, where the food is a crime against humanity. The texture? Imagine chewing on damp cardboard that has been left in the sun for 3 days. The taste? A vague, unidentifiable sadness. The price? Highway robbery. And yet, you must eat it because the alternative is starvation. And oh, the bullyingo, sweet, naive reader, you would think a place of learning would care about its students' well-being. But no. Complaints vanish into the ether, swallowed by the black hole of administrative indifference. You are left to fend for yourself in a Lord of the Flies reenactment, where the strong survive and the sensitive are devoured. And the facilitiso, where do I begin? The library is smaller than my childhood bedroom, yet expected to accommodate hundreds of students. The computers, frozen relics of a bygone era. The classrooms, cramped, overheated, smelling of desperation and broken dreams. But the worst part? The betrayal. They promised us preparation for university. They promised us support. They promised us care. And yet, when we emerge battered and bruised, we are unprepared. We are exhausted. We are broken. So here I stand, a cautionary tale.
You know, it's really disheartening to see how even a place as studious as the area near Peter Symonds College, Winchester, can be tainted by deceit. I've been looking into some of the scams that have happened around there, and it's really sad, you know. So there was this one time last December when a local guy was tricked out of 15,000. Can you imagine? He was told by some con artists who pretended to be police officers that his bank account was at risk. They convinced him to take out all that money and hand it over at a shop right there in the city center for safekeeping. It's like, how could someone be so cruel? I can't help but think about how devastated he must have felt when he realized it was all a lie. And the scammers, I doubt they got away with it for long. Karma has a way of catching up, right? Then there's this whole thing with refund fraud at city center stores. People are buying stuff, and then they returning fake or damaged items instead. It is happening at those trendy electronics and designer clothing shops that tourists love to visit when they in Winchester. I mean, it is not just the shops that suffer, it is the honest customers who end up dealing with stricter return policies because of a few bad apples. It is like, why can't people just be honest? It ruins it for everyone else. And just recently, a second-hand shop nearly got caught up in selling stolen goods. The staff got suspicious, thank goodness, and figured out the clothes had tampered tags. It is a relief they caught it in time, but it is still unsettling to think about. Tourists coming to Winchester for a quick visit might end up buying stolen stuff without even knowing it. That is just wrong. It is like, we should be able to trust the places we shop at, shouldn't we? It is really sad to see these things happening around Peter Symonds College, Winchester. It is such a vibrant area, full of history and culture, and it is where people should feel safe, But I guess no place is immune to greed and deception. It is like we are living in a world where we always have to look over our shoulders, even in the quiet streets of Winchester. I can't help but wonder what happens next. Do the victims find some way to recover? Do the scammers ever feel remorse, or do they just move on to their next target? It is a never-ending cycle, and it is just so disheartening. But I guess we have to keep our wits about us and hope that most people are still good at heart. We have to believe that, right?
The businesses near Peter Symonds College, Winchester, are a mixed bag, but mostly the kind of bag you wouldn't want to open. Overpriced, underwhelming, and often just plain unfriendly, this area seems determined to make visitors feel like they've wandered into a financial trap disguised as a charming English town. Let's start with the Brooks Shopping Center. If you enjoy feeling like you've stepped into a forgotten storage unit from the 1980s, you're in luck. Dark, cramped, and depressingly outdated, this place has all the charm of a dentist's waiting room, except with worse parking. The car park is so tight, even a bicycle would struggle. And if you dare to park for more than an hour, congratulations, you've just donated £15 to the Make Winchester More Expensive Fund. Shops. Few and far between, toilets, out of order with no courtesy signs, just the delightful surprise of a desperate crowd forming outside. Then there's Rimchim Indian Restaurant, where the food is either bland enough to put a monk to sleep or so aggressively spiced it might as well come with a medical waiver. The service? Well, imagine being scolded by a disinterested schoolteacher while your food arrives cold, your drinks arrive warm, and the staff argue loudly about who forgot to turn the AC on. Oh, and they'll sneak a 10 service charge onto your bill, because nothing says hospitality like mandatory tipping for misery. The Ivy Winchester Brasserie is where dreams of a nice meal go to die. Picture this: you order a steak medium rare. What arrives is closer to a charcoal briquette. The waiter, too busy arguing with the kitchen to notice. The tables, so small you'll need to balance your plate on your lap. And if you dare complain, they'll offer you a complimentary dessert, as if sugar can erase the memory of your 200 pounds disappointment. Vodka nightclub is, well, it exists. If you enjoy being interrogated by bouncers who treat ID checks like a CIA interrogation, this is your spot. The bathrooms look like they've never seen a mop, the music is whatever the DJ feels like ignoring, and the vibe is last resort before giving up and going home. Oh, and if you're in drag, prepare for a masterclass in how not to treat human beings. The Hambledon is the kind of shop where you'll find lovely things if you enjoy stores with the warmth of a tax office. The staff act like you're interrupting their day by daring to browse, and their return policy is basically no refunds, only tears. Finally, Margot's Lounge. Fancy name, fancy prices, zero fancy experience. The lighting is brighter than a hospital corridor, the music louder than a construction site, and the food overpriced and underwhelming. Also, they serve foie gras because nothing says classy like animal cruelty on a plate. So, travelers, be warned: the businesses near Peter Symonds College, Winchester, are a parade of mediocrity, with prices that'll make your wallet cry and service that'll make your soul sigh. Proceed with caution, or better yet, pack a lunch.